3.4, solving perimeter problems. So you've done perimeter for a number of years now, so really nothing new, just might have some conversions of units in them. So perimeter is the distance around the outside of an object. It's a linear distance, okay? So that's why it makes sense in this chapter. So in the try these, we've got basically some conversions here. So let me just get my pen ready. So express each measurement in the unit given. So meters to centimeters. So remember there's 100. So in 1 meter, there's 100 centimeters. I wanted this in blue. Sorry, just a sec. So we're going to multiply this by 100. That moves the decimal 2 to the right. So that's 250 centimeters. The next one, meters to kilometers. So in this case, remember there's 1,000, so in 1 kilometer, equals 1,000 meters. So I don't have the conversion for 1 meter. It would be 1 over 1,000, or in metric, we usually do some dividing. So you divide by 1,000, that would be 1.4 kilometers. Then in imperial, remember there are 3 feet in 1 yard. So if we have 6 yards, 6 times 3 is 18 feet. There are in 1 foot, there are 12 inches. Okay, so we'd multiply by 12 here, that'd be 48 inches. Okay. All right, so that's just a few reminders of conversions. So here's an example. Grayson is a charity event planner. Each star on his map is the location of a pitch of a performer at a street fair. Okay, so here's the market area. This is like a big park, and they're having a street fair, and so this is where each performer is going to be stationed. How many kilometers would someone have to walk around the perimeter of the fair to see all the pitches and return to where they started? So basically, they start here, walk all the way around. It's just a big rectangle. This is a map, so that's why these are in centimeters. And then the scale is 1 centimeter represents 50 meters in real life. So we need to get the perimeter of the map. So remember, for a rectangle, you can add up all the sides separately, or you know that you have 2 of the same. 14 centimeters, I should say, is the same here and here. So sometimes we use a single dash or a double dash. Here I'll use a single dash. Those are the same. So we have 2 times the length plus the width, or you can go 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, means the same thing. Length is 14, width is 12. If we add those together, that's 26. 2 times 26 is, what's that, 52. Okay. So the perimeter on the map is 52 centimeters. How many meters does each centimeter on the map represent? It says 50. What is the outside perimeter of the street fair in meters? Okay, so this is your scale. So we want to take the 52 centimeters and multiply it by 50 meters for each centimeter on the map. This is not a conversion in metric. This is a scale conversion for a map. So 52 times 50. If you need a calculator, you can do that. Okay, so 2,600 meters is the distance around, and then we want to state that in kilometers. So how many kilometers would someone have to walk around the outside perimeter to see all the pitches? We know what it is in meters. We know that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. So 1 meter is 1/1000th of a kilometer, okay? Or you can just divide, so that means you would take 2,600 and multiply by 1 over 1,000, which is really the same as 2,600 divided by 1,000. Okay, so that moves the decimal 3 to the left. It's 2.6 kilometers to see them all. Okay. Next one, Jamila installs underground wire for invisible fences for pets. The wire is sold by the foot. How many feet of wire will she need for the perimeter of this lot? So this shape here, remember, is called a trapezoid. We'll talk more about trapezoids and areas of them, but we're just dealing with perimeter. So you add up all the sides. Notice how there's a dash there and a dash there, so that means these are the same. Okay, so I've just basically answered part A. How long is the side of the lot with no length label? It's 37 feet. Okay, notice how these are in yards and these are in feet. Always look at what the units are, because I can't just add these up yet. They're not in the same units. So what are the other measures equal to in feet? So we're going to convert everything to feet. So remember, there's 3 feet in a yard. So we multiply 16 times 3. That's 48. 20 times 3 is 60. So now we know them all in the same unit. So in this case, the perimeter, we have 2 sides that are 37. And then we would add the 48 and the 60. Okay, so on your calculator, you go 2 times 37, and then plus 48 plus 60 is 182 feet. Okay, how many feet of wire will Jamila need to outline the lot? That's the answer. We didn't have to do many conversions. That was just within Imperial. And then the last one, Jeff designs jewelry. He has 6.5 inches of gold wire for a triangular pendant. If he makes the base 1 3/4 inches and uses all the gold wire to go around the pendant, how long will the other 2 sides be? Take a look here. This is what we call an isosceles triangle, which you've learned before. That's where you have 2 sides that are exactly the same length, and they're labeled here with these dashes. Okay, so we want to know, we know this side, we know the total, so let's first figure out what's left to go for those 2 sides there. So perimeter minus the base, so 6.5 inches minus 1 3/4 inches. Okay, you can use your calculator if you want. You can use fractions, so converting these to improper fractions would be 13 over 2 minus 7 over 4. Common denominator would be 26 over 4 minus 7 over 4, which would be 19 over 4. Okay, so 19 over 4 inches, which is the same as a mixed number, that would be 4 3/4 inches. Okay, as a decimal, so let's do this as a decimal. 6.5 minus 1.75, 4.75. If you're not sure what, you should know what a half is. Maybe you forget what 3/4 is as a decimal. 3 divided by 4 is 0.75. Okay, so other 2 sides. So basically here, we know the total inches, so 19 over 4 dividing by 2. So remember, that's 19 over 4 multiplying by the reciprocal, and so that's going to be 19 over 8. Okay, we'll get the calculator up in a sec. 19 over 8, which is, if we convert that, that's 2 3/8 in terms of each side. Okay, that's half of this. Kind of makes sense. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 3/4 divided by 2 is 3/8. Okay, so 2 3/8. As a decimal, what did we have? We had 4.75, and then divide by 2 is 2.375. Let's check. What's 3/8? 3 divided by 8 is 0.375 plus the 2. Okay, so we got that one right. That's the end of that unit, or that chapter.